Welcome back. This is Module 1 Instructor Video. This first week, we're going to take a look, when we're looking at our chapters, we're going to look at two different things. First of all, we're going to start by looking at the demographics of aging, and then in the United States, and then in the second chapter, we're going to look at some global trends. So let's start with the learning objectives for this first module. First of all, we're going to describe the increasing diversity among older populations and the social impact of that aging. We're going to discuss the need to plan and prepare for an aging population both here and around the world. Identifying global trends in aging, including the countries that are aging faster than others, and what can we learn from those countries that are aging faster. And finally, we're going to look at immigration patterns in the United States and the challenges that older immigrants and refugees may encounter in a new country and in a new culture. All right, so those are the learning objectives that we will start with in these first two chapters. And let's break it down just even a little further. In the first chapter, there's a whole set of slides that you should look at, and they follow the textbook very closely. But the main themes that we're going to be looking at, first of all, is longevity, just the fact that adults are living longer, not only here but around the world. And we're also going to look at, well, what contributes to that longevity. We're going to look at the changing demographics of the population in the United States and why life expectancy has changed so rapidly in just, in 1 century, going from a life expectancy of about 47 years to a life expectancy today of 78 years of age. We are all familiar with an aging population, but I think this chapter does a really nice job of breaking it down for us and specifically looking how our population is aging. And then we're going to look at some of those factors, the social factors, the economic factors, genetic factors. What are all the things that contribute to longer life expectancy in this country? Some discussion of a population pyramid and how that shifts when the birth rate in a country drops and a population ages, and what that means for resources. Just a lot of questions and social issues that are raised as a result of just a changing demographic. And then finally, we're going to look at populations that may have special needs or populations that are underrepresented in a population. Populations of gay, lesbian, transgender, elderly people, people of color who are aging. Again, looking from a very broad population perspective, what can we learn about the demographics and the parts of the population that may have different needs. So that's the first chapter. And then our second chapter, we're going to spend some time looking at global trends. And again, we'll look at life expectancy around the world. We'll look at different trends in different countries. Are the social issues the same or different in the United States? How again, longevity compares from in the United States to other parts of the world. Again, just taking a very global perspective on aging around the world. So those are our two chapters from the textbook. I've talked a little bit about the learning objectives, and the last thing is I would like to give you a tip. Each week I'd like to do a tip that's included in these modules. And this week it's do everything you can to avoid turning in your assignments at the last minute. Plan your week. You know what the rhythm of the week will look like. 2 sets of assignments due Saturday and Tuesday, except for the very last week. And do your best to try to give yourself at least a few hours of time to get your assignments done. You can see how I've put the time of each of these videos and your readings and what you can expect you'll need in terms of time. So plan ahead. And also look ahead. Look ahead to the next week so you can really prepare yourself, and so that your discussion posts are done in a meaningful and thoughtful way, and that you have enough time to take your quizzes each week. So that's my tip. Don't get far behind. Plan ahead, and when you're planning ahead, look at least 1 week ahead so you know you'll be able to get your work done. All right, that's the material for this week. Again, if you ever have questions, you know how to reach me.